First thing I'm going to do is take the tripod out. My idea is to make this into a fast time-lapse type thing, or fast as I'm setting it up. Hello and welcome to a very hot and warm Silent Valley. I've come to Silent Valley today not to take photographs but to show you my new tripod. I've had it about 2 weeks, so my content for this month is going to be a bit of a review on my new tripod. It's the Inarel 75C. Inarel is a Chinese company. I was looking on Amazon about 4 or 5 months ago for a new tripod. For a number of years I've had a couple of tripods. The one that you are stood on is a Gitzo. It's really heavy, sturdy, great tripod. But when you want to go out for any length of time, taking it into the hills, it's just not practical these days. So I've been taking a tripod that I've had for about 4 years, called a Nest tripod. But about 2 months ago it started to fail on me. A little clip that was on the side, the clips on here are a little bit different. I used to move it to one side to pull the legs out. It was a sideways sort of thing. Snapped, so I gave it to my mate Bob to have a little look, and he said, well, I don't think it's fixable, Al. Couldn't weld it. So it was my birthday in the middle of July last week, so I thought I'd treat myself to a new tripod. But as I said, I was looking at tripods a couple of months ago really, and on one of the Facebook groups, a guy called Owen Jones, I think it was, showed a new tripod that he had, and it was an Inarel, bulkier than this. I think he paid about £300 for it, but it was really sturdy, sort of for big camera gear. My camera these days is a small mirrorless, so I didn't really need something. So I sent him a note, or I asked him on the Facebook group after a couple of weeks what he thought of it, and he said, to be honest, it was quite brilliant, you know, for the money that it was really good. As I said, it's a Chinese manufacturer. Inarel, I think, stands for innovative and reliable. So I plumbed in a couple of weeks ago and sent off for it just before my birthday, and it arrived. I've taken it out a couple of times. I'm very pleased with it so far. It goes into a monopod. This particular handle will come off, and it'll reverse into a tripod. It's got I think it's 172 centimeters. I think 172 centimeters is something like about 5'8". Now I'm 5'8", 5'8.5". Although I am shrinking now, I'm in my 60s, and that's certainly more than 172 centimeters. Lots taller than I'll need it for anyway. The one thing I was a bit when I had it was sometimes I like to go low, and if you take the legs down, the tripod bit comes off, and I wondered whether or not you could actually take a center column out and just use the tripod. I took it out, I had a look at it, and I couldn't work it out. So I sent a note on Amazon to Inarel, and they came back in about 5 minutes, asked me what I wanted to do, because I sent off a note saying, is there a short center column that you can buy for this? And they said, well, what do you want it for? So I told them I'd sometimes like to take the center column out to do low work, and they said, well, that's possible with the 75C, the RT75C. They sent me a diagram how to do it, and it's quite simple really. Get your Allen key, take your tripod head off, unscrew a few things, and it comes out, and you can fit this back on, and it's right on the ground then. So it's got 3 leg positions. This is the tallest. That's the next one, and there's obviously, hang on, that's the first one, which is, if I had it low, it would go quite low, and even as it's lowest, the center column doesn't touch the floor. not in the, well, not on a flat surface anyway, but if you were on somewhere a bit uneven ground like I am now, you might just find that a problem. In that case, that's when you would take the center column out. But yeah, it's I think 29 centimeters thick on the top and 23 on possibly 19 on the bottom. I think my Gitzo is a little bit thicker on the top, but probably thinner on the bottom actually. That's a 3-section. This is a 4-section. Yeah, this is a 4-section tripod, and that's a 3-section tripod, and they're about the same in height. So I'll do a bit of video with my camera phone at the end, and I'll show you what they are like together. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it at the moment. As I said, I haven't had much chance. I've gone out locally to take some photographs to have a little look to see how it is. The ball head comes with it. Cost me £219. You can get tripods a lot cheaper, and you can get tripods a lot more expensive. So I was looking for something around about £200, and the fact that this came with a ball head, and quite a nice ball head. It's called the N44. It's a mid-range on their system. If you look online, on Amazon particularly, you'll see that they've got a lot of ball heads on there. Ratchet unwinds it. I find this a little bit stiff, but I don't see how it goes in a couple of weeks because I've only just had it. When you do it fully it's not that, which I don't mind really, because I'd rather it than it flop down if I tighten that back up. But when it tightens up, it's Arca Swiss compatible. It comes with 2 Arca Swiss plates. It also comes with, if I can open the bag, have a little look. Comes with a set of, get a bit closer, comes with a set of Allen keys, but it also comes with spikes for the bottom and another spare plate, which is, you don't normally get a spare plate to go with it. So good value. The bag, as everybody who was a photographer would probably tell you, is that it's a quality bag, but it'll go in the cupboard because most photographers don't use the bag. We either carry the tripod or put it on our rucksack if you can get it on the... Talking of rucksack, I've had a new rucksack as well, which I'll perhaps do a quick review on either later or again sometime. So there you go. That's the Inarel 75 RC.